Welcome to Bless This Mess of the True Crime Podcast. I'm Kara here with Stu. Say hey, Stu.
Hey.
All right, we are back this week, and we are going back to Louisiana, Stu. We're doing Yes, we're doing a series. We're covering the, apparently Louisiana has one of the highest serial killer, ratios, per capita. I think it's number 7 in the United States based on the amount of people. So we're doing a little run through Louisiana about the different serial killers. So last week we covered Derrick Todd Lee, which is probably the most famous serial killer, I would say.
Out of the state.
Yes, except for maybe people have heard. I'd say he's the most famous. People have also probably heard of the Axeman because of the American Horror Story Coven. Remember, he was in that. I think we covered the Axeman, didn't we? We did cover the Axeman a long time ago. So anyways, we're going through different serial killers. And so this week we are covering one Sean Vincent Gillis. He was one of the 3 that was operating at the same time as Derrick Todd Lee. Anyways, we have so we'll get into that in a minute. We do have our co-host back.
Yes.
It is 10:15 at night, and you're like, well, why isn't this baby asleep? And that's a
good question.
Great question.
It's one we have asked him over and over.
Because what's happened is last night and this night. Last night we thought it was just a fluke, but he did it again tonight. We got to get him back. We got to get him on a better schedule in the evening because he's fallen asleep early, but it's too early, so he's taking like a little cat nap, and then he don't want to sleep when it's time to go to sleep. So now he's on another wake window right now. But we had already planned on recording this, and all the other children are actually asleep, so he might just have to hang out in here with us. Hopefully he's not too noisy.
We shall see.
Well, he was quiet until just now when we started recording, then all of a sudden now he's going to start. I guess he's got things to say. Anyway, so we would like to thank all of our Patreons. We appreciate it. If you'd like to join our... I know, yeah. They got you some diapers. If you'd like to join our Patreon, you get the episodes 24 hours early and ad-free. We also would like you to rate, review, subscribe. 5 stars only, okay? There's a baby in here. Don't be throwing that negative energy at us, okay? I mean, come on. We got 4 kids. Why would you do that to us? That's just mean. And then we have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I share our dinners each night. The page is completely turned into just me sharing dinners, but that's what the people want to see, so I give it to them, you know? I'm doing something cool this week, and that is I cooked. So this is my new thing, and I think I'm going to start writing down my menus each week. So I figured out that cooking dinner at night, the hardest part about cooking dinner at night is the meat. And so, dealing with the meat, cleaning up after the meat, all the stuff with the meat, you know.
Cooking, sex, could be cooking, could be sex. I don't know.
Anyways, the meat. So I sometimes I cook the ground beef or do shredded chicken, and I freeze it. That way you don't have to, you just thaw it out and you can use it for whatever. Well, this week what I tried was I got a pork roast, a really big one. I roasted in the crock pot. I roasted in the Dutch oven because I was too hungover. That's a different story for a different day. I was so hungover because I went to a wedding with an open bar.
We should have recorded that night.
My boss's wedding.
We should have recorded that night.
I was unfunctional. Anyways, I cooked this giant pork shoulder and shredded it up. And so each night I'm using the meat. As we work through the week, I'm using the meat in different ways. So first night we did just it over rice with broccoli on the side, like a Sunday dinner. Monday, my new thing is Mexican food Monday, because I feel like you go to work on Sunday. Mm-hmm. I mean, I figure you go back to work on Monday after being, home on Sunday. The weekend, you don't really want to go back. So I figured you need something really exciting to look for. So what's better than margaritas and Mexican food? But we don't want to go to a restaurant. No. So I basically moved Taco Tuesday to Mexican Food Monday. So we had taquitos that I made. And then tonight we had pork fried rice. So I took some of that. And then tomorrow we're going to have, on Wednesday, I call it Whimsical Wednesday. And it's more like a fun thing where we sit at the table and we like build our own stuff. So like we did a baked potato bar one week where everyone could put on their own toppings and stuff. And so this week we're doing little sandwich sliders with the pork. And I got 3 little stacks we can build up that sound really good. And then Thursday we're going to use the rest of it on potato bowls because I have potatoes. And then Friday, if there's anything left, we'll throw it on a pizza. Anyways, my point is that I just made all the meat at the beginning and I'm using it throughout the week. And I really feel like it's like a big moment for me, Stu. It's really...
The highlight of your life?
It's really opened some ease of cooking for me, okay? And there's no waste. Like you know how many times we've made a roast and we stick it in the fridge and don't use the meat and everything, and then it ends up going in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or that
common household problem.
Yep, common household problem. So we're fixing that. We're using all of it this week. Anyway, so I've been sharing our dinners. I still will get back to the true crime recommendations. I just haven't watched it. I did watch that shipwreck, the shipwreck one on Netflix, the new one where the ship was going down like the Titanic out there. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Apparently like 33 people died on that or something, 32.
Really?
Yeah. 1 child and 32
Why would you
people.
watch that before we go on a cruise?
Well, sure, we're going on a cruise. Oh, okay, that's a long ways away. That's 6 or 7 months away.
That's true. I watch air disasters.
Anyways, so yeah, I did watch that one. That one was pretty good. Some of the people, not the characters, but the passengers
They were characters?
No, they're just annoying. They weren't even characters. There was one lady the husband and wife with the 2 or 3 year old that they were trying to save. He was so annoying. For some reason, like the wife they're talking about trying to get up, like climb upstairs, you know, to get to the deck or whatever. And so I'm listening to him tell the story and he's like, yeah, his wife was carrying the child up the stairs. She's about to throw up wherever. He's like, well, just throw up and keep going. It's like, why don't you carry the child? Like, he just told her to like throw up and keep going. I'm like, why aren't you carrying the kid? His wife carried the child like everywhere. He didn't even carry the child during all this. The one time he did carry her, he slid down this thing and freaking knocked her in the head with some furniture, and they thought they killed her or whatever.
That's probably why the wife wouldn't let him carry the baby anymore.
I mean, it's like, you dumbass.
She's like, I'm dying, but you're not going to carry this child.
Yes, I hated him.
It's coming out of both ends, but no, you cannot have the child.
I hated him. And then there was another lady. It was a lady and a guy, and I can't tell. They had different last names, but they at the time he was going to propose to her on the cruise or something. I don't know what's going on, because this is like, you know, this was in 2012, so this is 14 years later. Anyways, they were in an interview, and they got on the lifeboat and they made it back to the shore, and she's being so dramatic about we were walking. They had their whole party. Like, she had the guy she came with, so she wasn't looking for anybody. So she's over there. This is juxtaposed in the documentary. Like, the directors were probably like, this lady's annoying. We're just going to so we have the story of the family, the husband and wife and the little girl that are still on the ship going down the ship that's like slanted so much like a slide. The dad's knocking the kid in the head, all that stuff. We got that, and then they flashed to her. She's made it to shore. And all we had was one bottle of tequila to make our margaritas. Yes. That's almost exactly like, you know what? There wasn't any water. There was no place to sit. And it's just like, there's literally people sinking on a ship out there. You're sitting there complaining about you didn't have a nice place to sit and you just didn't know what was going on. Nobody was directing anything. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Where was the cruise director?
Yes.
I was supposed to do Pilates.
Yeah, she was so annoying. Because there was another girl that was there who was 17 and her mom was missing. So I understand her. She's looking for a person, and her mom ended up, well, I don't want to run it for everybody, but anyway, she's looking for her mom and she can't find her. So I understand why you're like upset that there's no direction. You're just like really stressed because you're looking for your loved one.
Yes, you're
but this
basically
bitch
a child.
had the, yes, you're 17 years old looking for your mom. This lady's like grown and has her partner there with her, and she's complaining. And then she has a picture of them like leaned up against a wall and everything with her one bottle of water.
With the boat sinking in the background?
Yes. Anyways, so I did not like a lot of the people. I was like, man, can you just gone down with the ship?
Yeah. Swap you out for the 38 people that didn't make it?
Yeah. So, anyways, if you have a chance, you can go watch it.
And see if you're as annoyed as Kara was.
Yeah, see if you're annoyed by the husband, and then the lady. And then, yeah, so that's what I've watched. I haven't watched a lot lately. We've just been super busy. We're getting ready to move. Mm-hmm. We're moving in 1 month. We have done nothing.
Done very little.
Yeah. But they're moving us, though. They're packing all of our stuff and moving it. We probably should be doing more to prepare for that. Should be decluttering more, but, you know.
Well, we just need to group everything.
At this point, I'm like, throw it all in there. They'll literally pack everything. If you have like a bag of trash, they'll pack it. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't ask. They just pack it. If it's in their sight, they have their one mindset. They just pack.
Pack the whole room and move on to the next.
Yeah. So, we'll just have them pack it all up, and then we're gonna declutter.
Figure it out.
Yeah, because this next house is gonna be like our our long-term home. This is where we're gonna be living for ever. Because I looked around and I was just like looking, if I had to pack all this stuff up, like,
I would throw it away.
What's in this bag right here?
I don't know.
We need to find that out.
I don't know what's in half these boxes in this.
This closet?
No.
You know what's great, guys, though? We're going to have space to not sit in a closet and record. That's what's going to be great. We're also going to have space where if the kids are out there watching a movie, we don't have to wait till 10 o'clock at night to come in here and record. Because the problem is where we're at now, if they're out there in the front room's on the other side of the wall of this closet, you can hear the TV or whatever. So they could easily, they're old enough where they can sit in there and watch a movie and if they need us, they would come find us. But we can't do anything because you can hear the movie in the background.
No, sound bars mounted on the wall, TVs on the wall.
We can't sit in the front bedroom because of the freaking neighbors in the cars that rev their engines all night. So, you know. Anyways, so that's our updates. Anything else you'd like to add, Stu, before we get into this?
I gotta go to bed. We gotta get this going. It's like midnight.
It's not midnight, Stuart.
It feels like
You're so annoying. I'm sorry. Do you have somewhere to be tomorrow?
Well, I did more fucked up shit in my 20s than you will do in your entire life.
I don't know.
I am tired.
Let me tell you what, that wedding...
Save that for Shoot the Poo.
Wedding. No, I'm just telling them that...
Should I tell them?
No. No.
Since you might not remember everything?
I don't remember everything, and that's the problem. It was bad, guys. I was like... I didn't eat before I went to the wedding.
Pre-kid Kara.
Yes, this was pre-child Kara.
Podcast.
But I didn't have Stu there to
No.
manage me. I was left to my own devices.
I tried to manage you through text. You would not.
Yes.
You would not.
He's like, well,
obey.
come home then. I was like, I'm fucked up. Well, it was my friend, my coworker friend. She was my date. Me and her went together instead of bringing our husbands. And she was a bad influence because she was drinking just as much as me. But she left me. I guess she got real bad and she left me early. And I didn't even realize she'd gone. And then I was like, she was texting me. She's like, are you still there? And I'm sitting there. I looked back at my text. I couldn't even spell still. I was spelling it STEAL, STEEL. And I tried. I still never got still, STEAL. Anyway, so, yeah, that was... And I wasn't even out late. I left at 9:30.
And I had to deal with that.
And Stu had to deal with me. I trying to get the door unlocked. I remember that. I remember trying to get the door unlocked, and it wasn't happening. But anyways, I made it home safely. I'm still concerned about my behavior, but it's fine. It'll be fine. You only live once, you know? Anyway, so on that note, let's go ahead and get into this week's case out of Louisiana, where they also like to drink and would never shame anybody.
No.
All right, so during the late 1990s and early 2000s, there were just a ton of homicides in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. And it's so funny, the documentary that I watched to learn more about him, it was some people, it was like a British documentary, so they kept calling it like Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge. Wait, it was like when you say baton, but not in a southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So women were disappearing or were found dead across South Louisiana parishes. Now, the frequency of the crimes indicated a serial killer was active, but the differing profiles of the victims and the variety of crime scenes were really complicating things for the police response, because they're looking, most of the time a serial killer, they do the same thing. That's why they're serial killers, because they have this thing that gets them going.
They got an MO.
They got an MO.
It's a method of operation.
Yeah. The type of victim, the way that they kill them, things like that, it's all the same. And so normally they can kind of hone in on that and get some sort of profile. So to manage the cases, because again, there was just so many, they had multiple agencies create task force trying to combine resources across the city, the parish, and even state lines. Now, parish, if anybody recalls, parish is like a county, if you're wondering, if you're not from Louisiana or familiar. That's when we say parish. They're based on the Catholic churches.
Yes.
Parish
is the priest.
That wedding I went to was also Catholic. Yes. Catholics.
As with you.
They know how to drink.
As with you.
Yes.
That's all I remember.
They were so long, and she was getting confirmed. She was converting to the Catholic faith, so we had to actually do that as well. I learned a lot from the lady I work with. I learned a lot because she's Catholic, and she was telling me all about Jesus was in a box up there or something like that.
And there was no guitars there.
No guitars. No guitars.
It's only at the Assemblies of God.
Yes, where my heathens. So I was telling another lady, she was Baptist, about how we were the heathens in town because we had them guitars at our church, and she said that at her church, she said as long as you don't move below the waist, they said it was fine.
We got our pianos and our organs.
They got a little more adventurous. She said because they were allowed to move their hands or something. They just couldn't move anything below the waist.
Can't move no hips.
Yeah.
Can't do the Elvis.
No. All right. So for years, investigators worked on the assumption that the killer was a white male, and this profile was based on early FBI behavioral assessments, leading police to assemble a list of suspects. Now, investigators tracked down local men and requested voluntary DNA swabs to eliminate them from the investigation. Now, while police searched for a white man, the suspect they identified altered the direction of the case. Now, in 2003, a survivor named Diane Alexander gave police a description after fighting off an attacker in her home. Now, DNA evidence from her case matched multiple crime scenes, pointing to a black man named Derrick Todd Lee. Now, Derrick was captured in May of 2003 and linked to 7 murders total, which is who we talked about last week. So law enforcement and the public believe that, they've caught a serial killer. So
we've got it.
Yep. Crisis averted. We got the guy. There shouldn't be any more killings. There shouldn't be any more. This should explain all the murders in town and what has been going on.
Going to put a bow on it.
Yep. So, however, an entirely separate investigation would later reveal that another killer had been operating independently during the exact same time frame. So this is like completely, this doesn't happen. And we're going to complicate things even more next week because we're going to throw in a third one, too.
A third one, huh?
There is a third. So this is just absolutely insane that this would be going on. So we're going to just walk through the chronological history that talks about all of the victims of this new serial killer that they will identify in the Baton Rouge area that's working at the same time as Derrick Todd Lee.
On March 21st, 1994, 81-year-old Ann Bryan was murdered in her apartment. Fellow residents found Ann inside her apartment at a Baton Rouge retirement community, and she had been stabbed multiple times and her throat was slashed. At the time, the local police treated the murder like it was an isolated random home invasion or a burglary gone wrong, and there was no physical evidence or DNA profile linking the crime to a broader pattern, and the case went cold for 10 plus years.
Yeah, I think she stayed at the St. James retirement home, and I believe she used to leave her door cracked
So that the
so
orderly
could come in
and
at night.
administer her meds.
This is so, I always find this so disturbing. I mean, it's disturbing when they hurt children, but it's also disturbing for like elderly people because like you just think you've made it. If I thought I'd made it, even like no one's gonna murder me. Like why would anybody murder me?
Yeah, and then you get these people rape and murder these old women too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we had that one in
Georgia.
Georgia, yeah, that was doing that, specifically targeting elderly women. I mean, it's just, I mean, you just think that I feel like I would just feel like I was okay, and here women can never feel safe. It's
Yeah, unless you're at an ATM or something, you know.
Well, yeah.
I would feel safe just walking down the street, but now people just kill you for no reason.
Well, you can feel safe just fine because you're a man.
No,
it's us women who are.
Somebody would just knock you out just to knock you out on the street.
Well, that happens too, but I'm just saying, in general, Stu, you do not know our plight, okay? We're always targeted as women, all right? Okay? And you know you can't take that from us.
Police only linked this case to the serial killer after his 2004 arrest. During interrogations, he confessed to the exact entry method, described specific internal details of the apartment layout that had never been made public, and forensic computer analysis discovered photographs of the retirement apartment.
Analysts. You said analysis.
Oh. Analyst discovered photographs of the retirement apartment complex on his computer hard drive. So he'd been casing the joint, figuring what he was going to do.
Yes. So anyway, so that was suspected his first official kill.
Jumping into the serial killer business.
And when he was interviewed, he did, like I said, confess to all of these in great detail.
Drink.
All right,
Not you, Kara.
All right, no, I'm on hiatus. I even made those margaritas last night, and I had like 2 sips, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yes, we're gonna take a little break, you know, try to recover. It took me 2 days to recover from that hangover. I've never done well with hangovers, though. Mine get worse.
Yes.
Like Stu would start feeling better during the day as the day progressed. I would slowly deteriorate down to where I couldn't hardly function. I don't know. It's just bad. So on January 4th, 1999, 29-year-old Catherine Hall was murdered. Now, Catherine worked in the local sex trade. Now, a passerby found Catherine naked, strangled with the plastic zip tie, and stabbed 16 times in a remote area the following morning. Now, during the initial investigations, detectives were able to collect a foreign DNA profile from Catherine's body, but it produced no matches when run through national criminal databases. Now, because her background matched the victims of the active Derrick Todd Lee investigation, police initially thought this was a part of Derrick Todd Lee's, like his kills. I mean, they didn't know who he was at that point, but they just were grouping it in with that same...
All those people that they thought that they were attributed to the one killer, they thought that.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know. Did he? I can't remember last time. I didn't think he was targeting like prostitutes and stuff. I thought he mainly did.
He was getting like housewives and college
students and stuff, which is where I feel like he got more notice because it was people that people were going to notice were missing and stuff like
immediately,
that. Yeah, immediately, not just
a week or 2 later.
Yeah. All right, so in 2004, when Sean Vincent Gillis was finally arrested, they were able to run his DNA against what they found on Catherine, and it was a match. They also recovered photographs of her corpse stored in his computer files because he kept pictures of all of this.
These
And
were
he
his
just
trinkets, I guess.
and then he was a blabbermouth in his police interviews. He just talked
Want to
about it all.
know how smart he was and how he did it all.
Well,
huh?
he was more like, yeah, I wish I wasn't like this. I mean, the thing is that, you know, until you do something like this, you know, you're never going to know how I feel because, I mean, I did this stuff. You didn't even do it. Like talking to the investigator, like, you should know. Basically, like, how do you think I feel that I did all this stuff? Like, how do you think I feel I'm such a bad person or whatever? And he's just very, I don't know.
I'm the victim. I'm the true
yes,
victim.
I'm the true victim. I had to do all this stuff.
I have to live with this.
Yes, that's what
These
he was.
people are dead. They don't have to live with this anymore.
Yes.
I'm the one that carries this burden.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what he sounded like.
On May 30th, 1999, 52-year-old Hardy Schmidt disappeared while out for a morning jog in an upscale neighborhood. Travelers discovered Hardy's body discarded in St. James Parish Bayou several days later. She had been struck by a car, she was raped, and she had been choked to death.
So during this time, he was dating this woman named Terry Lemoyne. And good thing babies can't understand anything. Be scarring this child for life. Terry Lemoyne. And so after he hit this woman with his car, you know, he puts her in the car, and then he actually had to go pick up Terry from work or something like that. So he puts the woman's body in the trunk, and he's driving around with it, and picks up his girlfriend. And she gets in the car, and she says she thought she smelt something like off or whatever. And he said, I hit an animal or whatever, and that's just like this dead, and some of the dead animal got on the car, and that's just the smell or whatever. So anyway, so he's driving around with his girlfriend in the car and this woman's body in the trunk. I mean, he was like, the fact that not many people know about him as a serial killer, he was like disturbing how violent he was, and
It's pretty nonchalant about it.
and pretty he's very nonchalant in his interviews with police. Just, I mean, it's just like disturbing how relaxed he is about the whole situation.
Talking about it like he's going to the grocery store and
Yes.
picking up some bread and milk.
Yeah.
Because Hardy didn't fit the demographic of the local sex workers, police struggled to find a connection. The task force heavily scrutinized the local traffic records. They interviewed residents, but there were no witnesses that could identify the vehicle that struck her. After Sean Vincent Gillis was arrested, police were able to connect him to Hardy Schmidt's murder. He told police the exact location where the body was recovered from, the precise make and model of the car that he had hit Hardy with on her jogging route, and where he had hit her on the jogging route. So his confession is what...
Yeah, he wasn't trying to hide anything. He's like, let me tell you all the
Let
things
me tell
that
you all
I've
the
done.
great things I've done.
Yes, I want credit for everything. I don't need Derrick Todd Lee taking credit for any of my
No, none of my
handiwork.
kills. No, he's not getting any of them.
The next murder that was associated with Sean Vincent Gillis happened on November 12th, 1999. 36-year-old Joyce Williams disappeared from Port Allen. Hunters found Joyce's skeletal remains months later in a heavily wooded area of Iberville Parish. What is it, Stu?
Valdosta, it's Iberville.
Iberville? Whatever.
Yes.
Anyways.
Where are you from?
Not-
East Texas?
Yes. Oklahoma, actually. Okay. Due to the advanced decomposition.
God, have you been drinking again? Did you go out there drinking?
No. Of the remains, forensic pathologists could not extract any DNA profile or determine the exact cause of death because she was just in a state of decay, as you can imagine. Even November in South Louisiana, it's going to be humid.
It's going to be humid. It's going to be warm.
There's going to be animals out there, bugs, all sorts of things.
Yes, until it gets cold.
Yeah, which it...
Right about November, it starts getting cold.
November. Yeah, colder, but you could still get a warm 80-degree day, humid day down there. We've had plenty of Christmases we were wearing shorts outside.
Yes.
So it just because it's November doesn't mean that the body wouldn't necessarily stay intact. Now, the case remained classified as an unsolved missing person turned homicide. They had zero clue who did this at the time. Now, investigators verified that it was Sean Vincent Gillis who killed Joyce based entirely on his confession. He described using a nylon zip tie to strangle her and named the exact location where he stored her, because he had stored her body temporarily, and he had actually cut up her body before moving the remains. So he went through all of this with police, just matter of factly, like he was telling a fishing story.
Like a technical manual.
Yeah.
In January of 2000, 52-year-old Lillian Gorham Robinson was abducted, and commercial fishermen found Lillian's body floating in the Atchafalaya Basin near Whiskey Bay 2 months later. She had been choked with a zip tie and sexually assaulted after her death.
Yes, and if you recall from last week, Derrick Todd Lee disposed of someone in Whiskey Bay, as well as that's where the bike of
Mickey
Schoenig was found. So I can't even imagine if you drained the
Whiskey Bay area.
Yeah, how many bodies?
Well, they did drain
find.
it to get rid of all that. What was the name of that plant that was in the Atchafalaya Basin that they were trying to kill?
I don't know.
It was choking it up.
I don't know. Okay, we don't know.
They did drain it, and I'm sure they found a lot of stuff in there, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, a lot of bodies.
I'll have to go and look and see. That might be worth a Google search.
I was talking to a girl at work, and she said she had gone up on vacation to a lake or whatever. And I was saying how I didn't everyone had gone to the lake for July 4th. Mm-hmm. And I was saying how I don't want to go in a lake. I don't want to know what's in there. I don't like not being able to see. I don't even like to go in the ocean because I don't want to do anything.
You want pool water?
Yes. I want to be in a pool. I want clear water. Anyway, she said she said this is going to sound weird, and I was like, she says weird things to me. I was like, you can say weird things to me, okay? I visited Ted Bundy's house.
And then
not house.
Then y'all kissed or what?
What is wrong with you? Anyway, she said, what goes through my mind when I'm getting in a lake, a body of water, is what is the body to water ratio? Meaning there's dead bodies in there. If it's a big enough lake, then the water ratio is higher than the body count. However, if it's a small body of water, she feels that there's probably too many dead bodies in there to be swimming. So she said that's how I determine whether I'm going to get in some sort of...
How many murdered bodies have been disposed of in the lake?
Yes, and she feels like if it's a really big lake, then that means there's more water than bodies. But if it's a small lake, then that means that that's a higher body count ratio to lake water.
Kind of like at the end of a bath, the kids' bath, their ratio of water to pee has shifted. pH balance.
Yes.
In one direction.
Mm-hmm. And she will not get into it if she feels that the body
the pH of the
dead body to water ratio is too high. So I was like, you can come over here and say all sorts of weird stuff to me. It ain't gonna faze me, okay? That's a great way to determine.
I say all kinds of weird stuff to you, and you ask me what the fuck is wrong with you.
Okay, her weird stuff is normal. Your weird stuff is
disturbing.
Yes. Anyways, I had
can I
said,
continue?
Yes, like we had talked about, that Whiskey Bay, that's where Derrick Todd Lee had disposed of a body as well.
Well, I mean, that's a big exit there where they go and you put boats in the water there at that exit. So there's a lot of goings on at the Whiskey Bay exit.
Yes.
A lot of traffic.
And because of that situation, they actually accredited this kill to... Is it accredited or credited? Accredited?
No, accredited is like a college that gets accredited.
No, credited this kill to Derrick initially because they're like, okay, well, he's disposed of someone there before. This has got to be one of the people that he's murdered.
He must be returning, thinking it's a safe place to put people. Now, this assumption stalled any independent investigation into any other suspects for her death. During his 2004 interrogation, Sean Vincent Gillis was handed a map of Louisiana, and he was asked to point out his crimes, the locations of his crimes. Before detectives told him where Lillian had been found, he pointed directly to the exact spot in the Atchafalaya Basin. Now, a forensic search of his computer, digital forensics went through his computer with a fine-tooth comb, and that later revealed that he had saved files and media clippings tracking Lillian's disappearance.
Yes, he was obsessed with photos of his victims as well as just them trying to figure out who.
Yeah, he was basically tracking the news stories to see if they had any clue what they were doing, that they were looking for him at all.
Yes, so then just a same time later that year, in October of 2000, 38-year-old Marilyn Nevels was killed. A motorist spotted Marilyn's body in a roadside ditch outside of New Iberia. Did I say that right, Stu?
Yeah,
Yes,
I would
know
hope
where
so.
New Iberia is, okay?
Yeah, it's just down the road from us.
All right, was.
All
right, she had been strangled and subjected to some necrophilia, Stu.
So he was kind of into the
He was disgusting. He
stuff.
like did it all. Like they said he was just vile. He would, rape, chop them up, mess with the dead bodies, brutally kill these women. I mean, they said he was one of the most vile ones that they've come across, which again is crazy because he just isn't that well known. Now, because the body was dumped outside the primary Baton Rouge area where all the agencies were, their jurisdiction
was for the serial killer,
local parish detectives handled it as like an isolated murder, not part of this broader serial killings in the area. No physical evidence connected anything that the murder to any local residents or anything. So then it was just an unsolved one-off murder in this parish. Because New Iberia, if you're not familiar with the area, Baton Rouge, so New Iberia is directly south of Lafayette, you would say?
Yeah, it's south of Lafayette.
And so it would be...
Had the drive over from Baton Rouge.
Southwest of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, the quickest way would be
far.
He would have to drive to Lafayette and then down to New Iberia.
Yeah, it's a distance because it's like, 40 minutes from Lafayette to New Iberia, and then an hour. So you're like an hour and a half. But the point is it's all the way down in a whole different parish, whole different area. So they would never attribute this to the Baton Rouge area killings and things like that. But Louisiana's a sketchy place, if you will. So to have like a random murder in some place is not unheard of to this day. You know that there's
no. I
mean,
you had the people down in Jennings getting found right off I-10, right off the major interstate.
Yeah, it can be a little sketchy down in Louisiana.
It can be in some areas. Yeah.
People just feeding people to alligators and things like that. Now, investigators verified that it was Sean Vincent Gillis who committed this murder through his confession. He detailed specific injuries suffered by Marilyn that were never released to the media, and he mapped out the exact highway route he would have taken from Baton Rouge down to New Iberia to dump her body.
On October 10th, 2003, 45-year-old Johnny May Williams was murdered. University workers found Johnny May's mutilated torso inside a drainage canal near LSU campus. Unlike previous years, Derrick Todd Lee was already in custody when this murder occurred, and this forced police to realize a different killer was operating in the area.
They're probably like, what the fuck?
We got him in jail. What the hell happened?
Like, what is happening out here? Yeah. What is in the water?
What are you people doing? Detectives recovered foreign hair and tissue samples from the torso and uploaded the DNA profile into the state database, waiting on a match. Police learned that Johnny May was a personal acquaintance of Sean Vincent Gillis. Following his arrest, the crime lab matched his DNA directly to the hair and tissue evidence left on her remains.
Yeah, so in 2003, they finally have, Derrick Todd Lee's in custody. They've got this new one, and so now they're probably just waiting for they don't know who it is yet at this point, and they're waiting for him to kill again, which is really scary.
Yeah, a lot of these times that when they're waiting to catch a serial killer, they're just like, yeah, we're going to have to wait for him to kill again because we reached
we don't have enough evidence.
We ain't got enough evidence to do anything. There's nothing in CODIS. We're at a dead end.
Yeah, because as we've seen with most of these, they figured out he did it because he confessed to it, not because they had anything linking it to him. There was only a few that they were able to actually do the DNA link to him. Most of them were just him telling them about it.
Yeah, I did that shit.
On February 26, 2004, 43-year-old Donna Bennett Johnston was found murdered. A city worker found her torso floating. It's a road called Ben Hur Road, Stu says that's what it's called.
Yes, it is.
And there was a drainage canal there. She had been choked with a nylon zip tie and her left arm was severed. Now, like we were talking about, this final crime scene provided the breakthrough that they needed for this entire 10-year investigation.
This whole house of cards come down on him.
Now, in the soil at the edge of the canal where Donna's body was dropped, investigators found distinct tire tracks. Now, forensic experts analyzed the tread pattern and matched it to a specific brand of tires. A search of regional sales records revealed that roughly 100 people in the Baton Rouge area had purchased that exact model of tire. Detectives began checking vehicles and requesting DNA samples from every person on that list.
The tires.
The tires got him in the end.
Did they now? Like in My Cousin Vinny?
Yes.
Identical.
Yes. It was the tires. He must have not seen that movie.
On April 29th, 2004, Karen, police went to one of the homes of the tire salespeople that they had on their list. That was one Sean Vincent Gillis.
Oh, yes?
It was. He was very polite, well-behaved. He was like, yeah, I'll give you a mouth swab, because I'm guessing he didn't understand DNA.
I probably didn't understand DNA at that
time. And he was like, my vehicle's clean. I took it down to the detail shop. Ain't nobody going to find nothing going on.
Yes, he was very confident that he had cleaned his vehicle
up
enough.
That he was the perfect serial killer.
And that he didn't think that mouth swab was going to do anything. Like, what did he think they were just asking him for funsies?
Checking plaque in my teeth or what?
Yeah.
Now, the Louisiana State Police Crime Lab analyzed the sample and confirmed the match to the DNA found on Donna, Catherine, and Johnny May. At 1:30 in the morning, tactical units swarmed the residence and they arrested Sean Vincent Gillis.
Now, upon entering his home, they uncovered all of these digital images on his computer and his camera equipment. Sean Vincent Gillis had thoroughly documented his crimes, keeping folders of his victims post-mortem, Stu. So dead bodies, 45 digital photographs of Donna, and snapshots of the dismemberment. Now, he was just sick.
Posing dead bodies and taking pictures of them.
Yeah, and all the dismemberments and things like that. Now, in July of 2008, Sean stood trial for the first-degree murder of Donna. The jury found him guilty, obviously. Mm-hmm. Now, during the penalty phase, the jury deadlocked on the death penalty, which is like...
Why? Why would they? I mean, we got the death penalty in Louisiana for a reason.
I mean,
use it. Come on. He's the perfect guy to use it on.
He's the perfect guy to use this on. Anyway, so they're deadlocked on the death penalty, which resulted in an automatic sentence of life imprisonment. Now, to avoid further trials, he went ahead and entered guilty pleas for the murders of Joyce, Catherine, and Johnny May, which are the ones that they had the DNA evidence on. He was sentenced to multiple consecutive terms of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Now, to this day, he remains incarcerated at the Louisiana State Penitentiary in Angola.
We might be able to see him if we go to the rodeo one day.
Maybe. But he's held in permanent administrative. He's in SEG, Stu, as they call it. Away from Gen Pop. He ain't in Gen Pop. He's in SEG, as they say on Locked Up.
Yeah, he would probably be gotten like old Dahmer was. I'm guessing they put Dahmer in Gen Pop so somebody would get him.
I think they did. I think
they were like this sick mofo
because they let him go over there on like some sort of like cleaning duty or something, and then the guy like beat him to death with a broomstick or something or a mop handle.
And the guard was like, I don't know. I was smoking a cigarette on the corner. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. So, anyway, so that is our second serial killer. We did the serial killer cases like this because people ask us to cover serial killers and things like that, but I don't know how to do it in a way that we normally tell the story, where we kind of lay it all out. So that's why we kind of been doing these ones where we just go through their different individual crimes and the victims, and stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys hate it or whatever, but that's... You see what I'm saying?
You got one more to go through.
Yeah, you got more to go through. But I'm saying that's why we're doing it this way instead of our normal storytelling.
You know who hates it is the baby.
Yes, the baby hates it. God. Yes, he's still awake. I went and fed him and everything, and he's still awake. Anyway, so we're going to have to go tend to him while Stu probably looks up his Y'all Need Jesus that he never looked up. So I'm going to go help the baby.
Oh, I got it.
And I'll be right back.
What you want to know about Y'all Need Jesus?
Oh, I was going to add something real quick.
Tell me.
The baby's back. It did not work. I think he needs to poop. He's having some problems.
Been there, buddy.
I was going to add about the Sean Vincent Gillis, not to make anybody feel sorry for him because he's a complete total psycho, but apparently some of his upbringing, his dad was in and out of like mental institutions his whole life, and apparently when he was 3 years old, his dad tried to kill his mom and him. And his mom, left him and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then his mom raised him. And she always thought she was like, she's the one sitting there with he was a good boy.
Such a good boy.
She thought he was so smart, everything that apparently he just had like average, intelligence, or it wasn't like but he was built up to make himself feel like he was
smartest kid in Louisiana.
Which she might probably trying to compensate for the fact that he didn't have... or his dad was in, the loony bin. But anyway, so that's a little bit about his upbringing. Anyways, go on, Stu. Would you like to give us your Y'all Need Jesus?
I would. Comes to us from the New York Post. Published June 30th, 2026 by Daniel Cody. Woman claims that the cocaine that was found in her butt after her arrest must have been from an intimate encounter.
Oh, okay. Did she drink too much at a wedding?
She might have drank too much at the wedding. Did some butt stuff. Stuff just ends up in there, and she's like, I don't know how that got in there.
Is that
Florida or not Florida?
You're just pausing like I'm over here trying to wrangle this baby. I don't know. Florida.
A Florida woman picked up an extra felony charge when she wildly tried to smuggle nearly 4 grams of cocaine into a county jail through her jail purse, Kara.
Ew.
What? That's what they call them. Brevard County Sheriff's Office deputies arrested Reagan Cox, 30, on Saturday for resisting arrest during a traffic stop. When she arrived at the Brevard County Jail, staff noticed something abnormal with her lower region, or her jail purse area, if you will.
Stop calling it the jail purse area.
This is what they wrote in the story. I cannot help it. Corrections deputies escorted Cox to a changing room where she attempted to shield her buttocks with her hands, according to authorities. When a staff removed her hand, a baggie dropped to the floor containing 3.8 grams of cocaine, Kara. You really just can't make this stuff up. But, B-U-T-T, you can sure try, as this one puts the old "these are not my pants" excuse to shame. The sheriff's office wrote in a statement on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
They got some jokes. Sheriff's office got some social, social media.
Got some Gen Zers running the social media or something.
Got some jokes.
I do like when the police departments... Well, Wendy's is funny too. The police departments start getting funny with their stuff because they come across some ridiculous things.
Yes.
The most ridiculous things people do in police departments come across them. So it's like, let's just have fun.
I like when they respond to the criminals respond to their Facebook post and be like, "You ain't gonna catch me," and it's like, "Well, we got you."
Do they do that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, we have criminals responding to Facebook posts all the time.
Oh. Okay.
Because they're stupid.
Well, they do show up. They have those things like
because they show up to jail with cocaine in their buttholes.
Well, they do those deadbeat dad things too, where they invite everybody who owes child
support. Come get a PS5, free PS5 or something.
You can win a car or something like that, and they all show up and they arrest them all.
Yes. Now, Cox denied knowing about the cocaine and told deputies that somebody must have placed it in there during an intimate encounter, according to the statement. She received an additional charge for bringing contraband into a detention facility and was released from custody the same day.
Is that it?
No, my screen just went blank.
Okay. I think we're done.
I have to refresh my page.
I think we're done. We don't need the ending. This isn't
It
whoever that
wasn't.
one famous guy, Al Green or whatever his name.
There might be a happy ending.
There's not a happy ending, Stuart.
No.
This woman needs help, okay? Anyways, all right. Well, we gotta get Stuart. We gotta get going, okay?
I gotta say, I was just backed up.
She was released. What is there? There's nothing else to add. What is there to add?
Well, the sheriff's office statement, folks. If not realizing that somebody left cocaine in your jail purse is not a good enough reminder not to do drugs, then I don't know what is,
Okay,
according to the sheriff's
department. I wouldn't consider the gel purse. If anything, it's the other one.
The vajayjay?
Yes. I feel like they're...
What if you ain't got one of those vajayjays?
Then you only have a gel trunk. You don't have a gel purse.
Why is it a trunk?
Because it's the junk in the trunk.
Really?
That's what I'm going with. Anyways, all right. Well, that's our Y'all Need Jesus. We're going to go try to get this baby to sleep. We were supposed to record and shoot the poo next, so we'll see how that goes. It could be... We're going to get it done tonight, okay? Guys,
are we?
So yes. That's another thing for the...
There ain't enough alcohol in the house to get it done tonight.
No one's drinking, Stu.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to need a drink to deal with you and this baby.
No, this baby's going to sleep. Anyways,
yes, he needs to go to bed.
That's the other thing with the Patreon. I forgot to mention that you will get, I'm going to start promising 2 a month shoot the poos. We're trying to do one a week, but sometimes it's hard. As you can see, it's hard to get just the regular episode out. But we do a shoot the poo where we just kind of talk about all sorts of nonsense. Sometimes we cover a true crime documentary, all sorts of
Sometimes
silliness.
we just talk about a bunch of nonsense.
Yes, we're probably going to talk about how drunk I got at a wedding or
That's
thoughts
good.
on that. So.
And what was put in her jail purse.
Oh, my God. No, shut up. All right, we got to go. I'm not even going to ask you if you need anything else. Well, what do I even say?
I don't know.
What do I normally say? All right, that's it. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Stu.
Bye, Stu.
Don't you know it's bad luck to be superstitious?